Hi guys, welcome to the Self-Devotion Project. Yesterday we finished off week 6 of the project and that was all about reading. And it wasn't just reading media, which is what most of us are doing these days, but in fact reading the old school way, which was books or even magazines, but something away from media. How did I go with it? Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. During the week, I struggled. I struggled to really devote myself, I suppose, to giving myself that time that I had promised to read. I guess the business of the week took over and other things kind of took priority, which perhaps they shouldn't have, given that the week was supposed to be devoted to reading. So towards the end of the week, I started to think to myself, okay, this is the first week where I haven't devoted myself wholly and completely the way that I have other weeks of the project, and I wanted to do something about it to fix it. So on the weekend I actually did quite a bit of reading. So I read one whole book and about half of another book. So yeah, I really dedicated and found that time and devoted the time to reading some of those many books I talked about having there waiting to be read. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed getting away from social media, getting away from any thoughts about what I have to do or get done or any of that. It all kind of just goes away when you're reading, when you're really reading. I'm not talking about when you're kind of half reading, where you kind of read a paragraph and then go, oh, what did that say? I wasn't quite there. I was reading. I was all in the reading. I was mindfully and presently reading. And it was really enjoyable. And I have made an internal promise to continue this beautiful, I think, healing practice of reading and reading books, sometimes novels, which, you know, it gives you a bit of that fantasy in your life, and sometimes, you know, self-help, spiritual, whatever it is that you're interested in, books that help to educate you, where you can learn more knowledge that helps you on your soul's purpose, your soul's mission, all that sort of stuff. So that rounds up week 6. Now we're moving into week 7. I just can't believe how quickly this is going. You know, I feel like it's going to be 30 weeks in no time. Okay, so week 7, I've decided to actually give you guys something a bit more meaty. And what I mean by that is I'm going to teach you an actual technique, one that I use for myself, family, and clients. So it's an energy psychology technique that is called EFT. I'm sure a number of you have heard about it. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. It's based on Chinese acupressure points, or the meridian system. And what it is really sort of mixing energy psychology with traditional psychology, because what we're doing is we're tapping on different points of the body to shift emotional blocks that we may have in the body. And while we're tapping on those points and helping shift them in sort of, I guess, a physical manner, a spiritual physical manner, we're also using our words and our thoughts and our mind, which is the psychology, and fusing it with that to get the best results. So what I'm going to do in today's video is show you where the points are and how EFT kind of works, and then give you a couple of rounds of EFT just on a general topic so that you guys can kind of start using it a little bit for yourself if that's what you want to do. I'm going to be using it this week. I'm devoting myself to tapping, you know, probably for a minimum of 15 minutes every day this week. I often do tapping here and there when I've got something going on or something's come up, some belief has come up and I realise I want to work on that and eliminate that. I will do tapping, but it's certainly not something that I do every day, which, hey, I think it could be great if we did do it every day. So yeah, this week will be interesting just to see what the effects are of doing it every day. So I'm going to teach you what the points are first. First one is here on the side of the hand. It's called the karate chop point. So what we do is we just take 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter how many of your fingers on the other hand, doesn't matter which hand either, you can choose whichever side you like, and we're just going to tap on that part of the hand. I generally tap about 5 to 7 times on each different area of the body that we tap on, but it's a very free-flowing technique, so you can kind of do it however you would like to do it. The next point is here on the eyebrow. So kind of just where the eyebrow ends. And again, it can be this side, doesn't matter. It can even be both. Some people do both. I tend to do one. The next point is on the side of the eye. There's kind of a little bony bit there that you'll feel. That's in the right spot. And then the next point is underneath the eye. And then we have under the nose. Then we have the chin point, which is sort of on the indenty part of the chin. The next point is the collarbone point. So generally it's about an inch down from that sort of indenty part there, and then to the right or left. So again, it doesn't matter which side, or you can do both. The next point is actually under the arm. Now for women, it's kind of in the middle of the bra area. And for men, it's kind of in line with the nipple. And then the last point is on top of the head. Some people just like to tap directly on the same position. Others like to go around in a circle. Again, it doesn't matter. And don't be too concerned about whether you're hitting the exact right spot, because again, very free-flowing technique. Just hit, tap on the spots, and I'm sure that you're doing it right. You're going to be getting benefit. There's no absolutely perfect spot, okay? So, all right, so now I'm just going to show you a really quick couple of rounds of EFT. So first we start with acknowledging the problem and accepting that there is that problem. And then we sort of go into the more positive of wanting to actually let the problem go, and how we might do that, or how we might change our beliefs from negative to positive, that sort of thing. So before we start, I usually ask clients to sort of gauge where they are on a scale of 1 to 10. So I'm going to start with stress, I think, because stress is an issue that we all deal with in this busy, fast-paced life that we live in. So let's do a couple of rounds on stress. So the first thing to do is to look at a scale of 1 to 10, how stressed are you right now? Are you stressed out of your brain that you can't even sleep at night, that you're having panic attacks? That'd be a 10 out of 10. If you kind of just can feel the stress coming up here and there, but you're sort of coping all right, you might be somewhere more down the end, like 3 or 4. If you're feeling really great, don't have any stress, then you might be 0. So you might want to wait for another video this week that will focus on a different area that might relate to you. And if you have any areas that you would like me to do tapping rounds on, please ask, and I'll certainly consider it for you. Okay, so this is how it works. What you do is you just repeat what I'm doing and what I'm saying, okay? So here we go. Even though I'm feeling really stressed right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm feeling so stressed, I can barely get through the day, I forgive myself, and I'm still a great person anyway. Even though I'm extremely stressed this week, today, tomorrow, this month, whatever it might be, I'm really stressed, I'm feeling the stress, I accept the way I feel, and I'm willing to let it go. All of this stress, so much stress, I can feel it in my body. My mind won't stop racing. I have all these monkey mind thoughts in my head. I feel overwhelmed with stress. I just want this stress to go away. But I'm so stressed. I have so much to do. I feel like I don't have enough time. How will I get everything done? I'm just not enjoying life. There's just too much stress. I don't like living with stress. I don't like stress. Now take a deep breath. And I want you to think about that gauge that we started with, the 1 to 10, and see if you've shifted at all from the number that you started out with, the level of stress that you're feeling in your body. Some people will already shift in just this first round. Now, normally, depending on how far someone has shifted, we may continue with a few rounds of that where we really explore what's going on for the person, where we really explore the beliefs that are sitting underneath their stress. So we really get into some of the meaty beliefs and systems and patterns that people have, which we're not going to do here. But what I'm going to do now is show you how to put the positive round in, which is what we finish up with, which again won't include the beliefs because we're just doing a very general round. But you'll sort of get the picture, and even just using it in this general way is going to help. Okay, so starting again here on the karate chop point. Even though I'm feeling so stressed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm so stressed, it's overwhelming, and I don't know what to do about it, I'm willing to forgive myself. Even though I feel so much stress in my body, in my mind, I'm willing to accept how I feel, and I'm choosing to let this go. It's time to let it go. It does not serve me. This stress in my body, stress in my mind, stress all around. I'm choosing to let this stress go now. It doesn't serve me. It's safe to let this stress go. And I'm willing to let it go. It's safe to let it go. I choose to let it go. I'm letting it all go. Letting the stress leave my body. I feel it leaving my body. And I feel renewed. A sense of clean energy washes over me. And I am at peace. And so it is. Deep breath. Now have a look at the number that you started at. See how much better you're feeling. Hopefully you are feeling a little bit better, if not a lot better. Some people will drop really quickly. Some people will drop from a 10 to a 0 in just a couple of rounds. Other people it might take longer. Other people we could do a whole session and they might only drop from an 8 to a 6. So it just really depends what the underpinnings are of the stress, like how deep they go, what it's connected to, yeah, that sort of stuff. So, you know, don't be too concerned, but it's still worth doing because you might only shift 1 or 2 points today, but then if you keep doing it tomorrow, it might go lower and then lower and so on. Which is why I think it's brilliant that I'm going to be doing the tapping every day this week, because I have a specific issue that I want to work on for myself that has come up for me last week, which I might talk about in next week's video when we summarise, so I can tell you guys what the issue was, what some of the belief systems were, and how I cleared them. I think you guys might be interested in that. I'm certainly interested to see how I go with this, because it's a deep-seated belief I've had since a child that's still impacting on my life now, which is where most of our issues that are impacting on us now come from, right? So between 0 and 7, most of our programs are laid, most of our belief systems are laid down, and they come from the environment around us. They come from our parents and from school and teachers and so on and so on. So I'm going to probably round up now because I think this video has been quite long. Thank you for watching. I really hope that this little bit of information on EFT and how to use it for yourself is helpful. Please leave me some comments. Let me know how you go with it, or if you have a specific issue you'd like me to do a couple of rounds in a video for you, I'd be happy to. So have a brilliant, beautiful, light-filled week, and I will see you guys soon. Much love, light-filled blessings. Love you all.